Gaura Nida Gaya Gaura Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Sri Radha Gopinath ki, Sri Gaura ki, Sri Prabhupada ki, Gauramanande. Oh, take it out. Text is it? Which canto? Which canto is it? 4, 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yasha a Pandaveya Sloko Udaharanti Kaha to tat karma rajarshehe nabehe anu acharet puman apatyatam agat yasha harihi sudhena karmana yashaha pandaveya sloka udhaharanti yashaha pandaveya sloka udaharanti kanu tat karma rajarsher konu tat karma rajarsher nabe anvacharet puman naber anvacharet puman apatyatam magatyasya apatyatam magatyasya harisudena karmana harisudena karmana. It's different there, no? It's 3 line or 2 line? Oh, yes, different. Okay, I'll just do it like that. Yashahi pandavayas kalau uddharanti konu tat karma rajarser nabhet anvacharet puman apatyatam agat yasha harihi sodena karmana yashaha pandavayas loka udhaharanti konu tat karma rajarser nabheran vacharet puman apatyatam agat yasha harihi sodena karmana. I'll just do it. Maybe should do the translation in Hindi. Good. That's very nice. Yasha of whom? Ha indeed. Pandaveya, O Maharaj Parikshit. Sloko, 2 verses. Udaharanti, recite. Kaha, who? Nu, then. Tat, that. Karma, work. Rajar Sehe, of the pious king. Nabehe, Navi, Onu, following. Acharet, could execute. Fuman, a man. Apatyatam, sonhood. Agat, accepted. Yasha, whose. Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sudhena, pure, executed in devotional service. Karmana, by activities. Translation, please repeat. O Maharaj Parikshit, to glorify Maharaj Nabi, the old sages composed two verses. One of them is this. Who can attain the perfection of Maharaj Nabi? Who can attain his activities because of his devotional service? The Supreme Personality of Godhead agreed to become his son. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The words Sudhena Karmana are significant in this verse. If work is not carried out in devotional service, it is contaminated by the modes of material nature that is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Yagyartat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Bhagavad Gita 3:9. Activities performed only for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord are pure and are not contaminated by the modes of material nature. All other activities are contaminated by the modes of ignorance and passion, as well as goodness. All material activities meant for satisfying the senses are contaminated. And Maharaj Nabhi did not perform anything contaminated. He simply executed his transcendental activities even when performing yajna. Consequently, he obtained a Supreme Lord as his son. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Salakaya Chakshara Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kantarada Kantanamastite Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhana Siti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. You tend to speak a little bit, incline a little bit here, my side, little bit. Good, very good. Thank you. So the sages, they have described two verses to glorify Maharaj Nabi. Nabi was such a great personality of God's personality that he had performed, although as a king, he had performed only activities based on transcendental platform. And Maharaj Nabi, because of his devotional service to the Lord, the Supreme Lord has appeared as his son. So what kind of activities he must have performed that the Lord was so pleased, the Lord became his son. In the purport, Prabhupada is saying that activities should be performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Yagyartat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanat. if we perform activities for the satisfaction of Krishna, then this activity is not binding. It is not binding. It is liberated action. Otherwise, if action is not done for the benefits, for the pleasure of Vishnu, then the same action will become the cause of bandhan, bondage. Prabhupada used to give the example of the silkworm. The silkworm perform activities to build its house, a cocoon. But then it builds in such a way that there is no way for window or door. Then the silkworm dies inside. So the silkworm dies because of its own activity. So activity which is not performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu will bind someone, will cause bondage. But activities that is done for the pleasure of Vishnu causes of liberation. And here Maharaj Nabhi, he is performing devotional service. And that the Supreme Personality of Godhead became so pleased that the Supreme Personality of Godhead became his own son. This question was asked by Maharaj Parikshit to Sukadeva Goswami. Nandakim akarad brahman Yasudacha Mahabhaga. Yasudacha Mahabhaga. What is true? Yananda Maharaj and Yasuda Mata, they have done. What pious activities they have done. Papo yashas dhanam harihi. That the Lord drink the milk from her breast. Yasuda. What kind of activity this both they have done? This is great fortune, right? Yasuda and Nanda Maharaj, the Supreme Lord, became their son. And Krishna drinking the milk from Yashoda Maiya's breast. So Maharaj Parikshit wanted to know, what is that great fortune that they have done? That the Lord has come as a son, and Mother Yashoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What auspicious activities did they do? Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maiya. Here also, that Maharaj Nabi, because of his devotional service, the Lord has appeared as his son. But the Acharyas explained that Yashoda Maiya is more fortunate than even Nanda Maharaj. Yashoda is more fortunate even than, because Krishna drank milk from her breast. And you see, Krishna is most of the time is with Yashoda Maiya, not with Nanda Maharaj, because Nanda Maharaj is working. Nanda Maharaj is working, but Krishna is mostly with Yashoda. So this question was asked by Parikshit Maharaj. What fortune they have done, what auspicious activities they have committed, that Krishna became the son of Nanda and Yashoda and sucking the milk from Yashoda Maiya. So, of course, although Krishna was pleased with Vasudeva and Devaki, but Krishna did not stay in the house. As he was born, he left. Same day, same moment when he, as soon as he was born, he left the place. So again, Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they are more fortunate even than Vasudeva and Devaki. So, of course, who has enjoyed the pastimes of Radha and Krishna more? Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, not Devaki and Vasudeva, right? So, means that the position of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata, they are better position than Yashoda and, sorry, Vasudeva and Devaki, right? Because Devaki could not have Krishna feeding Krishna's milk. He could not do that. Didn't have the chance to have Krishna sucking her breast, you know. But Krishna is sucking the breast of Yashoda Maya. So that's why Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj became so fortunate, and they have enjoyed the complete pastime, no, the complete pastime, childhood pastimes of Krishna. So this is why Parishit Maharaj is very, very, very eager to know why. Why is that? I mean, Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, previously they were Drona and Dhara. In the previous life, they were Drona and Dhara. And also they were ordered Brahma spoke to them about coming to this world. Because when Krishna comes, he does not come alone, he comes with his associates. So Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they are eternal father and mother of Krishna. Not Vasudeva, Devaki. Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they are the eternal mother and father of Krishna. Of course, when Krishna comes, he does not come alone. He comes with his associates. And Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they are the expansion. They are the personal expansion, these personalities of Krishna's expansion of Krishna's body. They are expansion of Krishna's personal body. So Parishit Maharaj knew that. He knew that. But still he was asking. He was curious to know whether an ordinary man can become father and mother. Is that possible? No. That's why Parishit Maharaj is asking. Is it possible for a sadhana siddha to become Krishna's mother, father? Sadhana siddha. With sadhana he become perfected? No. That's not possible. Because this post is already taken. It's too late. This post as mother and father has already been taken by Nanda and Yashoda. No one by sadhana siddhi can become mother and father of Krishna. So, but they are nitya siddha. Only nitya siddha. That's the difference between sadhana siddha and nitya siddha. So Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they are nitya siddha. Eternally they will write that. So sadhana siddha cannot become mother and father of Nanda Maharaj. Right? In fact, one can actually relish this rasa. What is the rasa? Vatsalya bhav. One can relish this rasa of the Vatsalya bhav. Because if one follow in the footstep, it is said by Rupa Goswami, one should follow in the footstep, one should follow the path of the Brisbasi. You can choose anyone in Vrindavan and follow their path. Some like to follow the path of Nanda Maharaj, some of Yashoda, some of the Gopals, some of the Gopis, right? You can follow that. You can follow the path. You can also relish the Vatsalya bhav, but still cannot become Nanda and Yashoda. That point have to be understood. Cannot become like Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. If we say that they can become, then this is impersonal philosophy, Mayavad. Because that post has already been taken by Nanda and Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. Like even Putana, Putana also has achieved the post of a mother, right? In Goloka Dham. But Putana did not become Yashoda. But still, Putana is also relishing this Vatsalya bhav, but with awe and reverence. And she is not fully mother. So she is there serving Krishna. She has received the post of a mother. But what kind of mother? Awe and reverence. Dasya. Even Putana. Right. In the spiritual world. So this is Nitya Siddha. But the Sadhana Siddha, they are ordinary human beings. So because they are executing the regulative principle, Sadhana Bhakti. Sadhana Siddha, they are executing Sadhana Bhakti. So they can also they become Sadhana Siddha. So this is the purpose of this question by Maharaj Parikshit, with inquiry, determined to know whether a human being can attain, an ordinary human being can attain a position of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Right? So again, Drona and Dhara, they were permitted to be born in this planet. So that Krishna and Drona and Dhara did not perform tapasya. Who had performed tapasya? They did not perform tapasya to get Krishna their son. Devaki and Vasudev. In a previous birth, they had performed tapasya. Right? So, in the previous birth, they had performed tapasya. But Drona and Dhara did not do tapasya. Nanda Maharaj did not do tapasya. Right? Because they are Nitya Siddha. They did not go on tapasya. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maya did not do tapasya to have Krishna their son. Right? So, this is clearly indicated here that it is clearly indicated that Drona and Dhara, they are the eternal parents of Krishna. So this is why they were requested to beget children. And then they choose to come to this world. They have chosen to come to this world, but they wanted the Lord to become their son. So, of course, this sadhana siddha is here because um, in this verse it is also mentioned that because of his devotional service, uh, Maharaj Nabi, because of his devotional service, the Supreme Personality of Godhead agreed to become his son. So devotional service is very, very powerful. Maharaj Nabi has only performed devotional service in whole his life. Very exalted. And his son became the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is that? Huh? Rishabdev Maharaj ki. Rishabdev became his son. Great personality. Yes, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. One can only know me in truth tattvataha. Jasmi tattvataha. One can only know me in truth through bhakti. Right? Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Tattvato gyadva. Then vishate tat anantaram. Then one can enter his kingdom. Maharaj Nabi performed devotional service, and then he understands the Supreme Person of Godhead, and then one can actually enter Krishna's abode. So devotional service is supreme. Devotional service only can actually, through devotional service only can one actually attain the Supreme Person of Godhead. Here's two things are happening. One is getting to know Krishna, and second thing, the Lord has appeared as his son. Right? Only through devotional service. So this verse is saying here, yes, Sudhena. The verse is saying, Sudhena. Where is it? Yeah. Hari Sudhena Karmana. Harihi Sudhena Karmana. His activities were on a transcendental platform. His activities were spiritual. Nabi's activities were transcendental. Harihi Sudhena Karmana. Very beautiful words. So his activities were executed, devotional service, devotion based on devotional service for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So devotional service, bhakti especially, is described. The meaning of bhakti is very, very clearly explained by different acharyas. You know, for example, Vyasdev has explained what is the meaning of bhakti, what is the meaning of devotion. The four acharyas, they have given the meaning of devotion in sutra form. Narada Bhakti Sutra. In sutra form, he has explained what is the meaning of bhakti. For example, Vyasdev has said meaning of bhakti, puja ade anuraga. Puja and anurag. So worshipping the Lord with intense attachment. Puja adi and anurag. This is sutra. Narada Bhakti Sutra. In sutra form. Pujadesu anurag. Anurag Vijay, intense attachment. This is the meaning of bhakti. By who? By Vyasdev. Vyasdev is telling that this is the meaning of bhakti, devotion. Puja adisu anurag. Anurag means intense attachment to the Lord. Garga Muni also has explained Katha adisu. What is the meaning of bhakti? Katha Adisu means glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narration of the Lord. Narrating the pastime of the Supreme Lord. Katha. It is, for him, this is meaning of devotion, bhakti. This is by Garga Muni. And Sandilya Muni also has explained that what is devotion, what is bhakti, right? Atma Rati. Atma Rati means taking pleasure in the Supreme Lord. That is bhakti. Taking pleasure in the Supreme Lord, that is bhakti. And of course, he said one more thing: to remove removing all obstacle and taking pleasure in the Supreme, that is bhakti. Sandilya. Sandilya Muni. Yes. First is Vyasdev. Second one is Garga Rishi. Third is Sandilya Muni. Sandilya Muni he said that bhakti means taking pleasure in the Supreme, Atma Rati, and to remove all obstacle, all anartha. That is bhakti. But look, Narad Muni's definition of bhakti. And of all the description of bhakti is the same. It's all the meaning is the same. But Narada's Muni's description is the best. Haribol, Narad Muni ki. So Narada's description of bhakti is the best. Of course, he's also Acharya. He's Acharya of bhakti. He is the Sakti Avesh Avatar, but in bhakti branch. Like Prithu Maharaj is also Sakti Avesh Avatar, but in managerial branch. For Kumaras, they also Sakti Avesh Avatar, but in Jnana branch. Narad Muni is Shakti Avesh Avatar in which branch? Bhakti branch. Right? So his description is the best. Narad Muni ji. Right? So Narad Muni's description, Arpita Kilacharata, Arpita, Tat Arpita. Tat Arpita means offering oneself to the lotus feet of the Lord. Surrendering oneself completely to the lotus feet of the Lord. And Parama Vyakula. Parama, feeling intense pain in separation from the Lord. You got it now, what he said? Narad Muni said, bhakti means samarpit, arpita, surrendering oneself to the feet of the Lord and feeling of pain in separation from Krishna. This is highest, right? Because he's giving, of course, all the description given by Narad Muni. He gave 4 descriptions. First by Vyasdev, second by Garga Rishi, third Sandilya, and now he's giving his own description of bhakti. His own description of bhakti is the best, right? Because few devotees feel this great distress in forgetting the Lord for a moment. Right? Which bhava is that? Viraha bhav. And who has exhibited Viraha bhav most? The Gopis, Srimati Radharani. And the Gopis and Radharani, they have exhibited the topmost bhakti devotional service to the Lord. the topmost level of devotion, Madhurya Bhav, but in Viraha Bhav, right? Separation. That's why Narad Muni is saying, surrendering oneself and feeling of great pain in separation from the Lord. Now it's saying pain, feeling of pain in separation from Krishna. Pain normally is to be rejected, right? But Acharya has explained that the pain of separation and the bliss is the same. You agree with that? Pain of separation and bliss, they are same, right? Because when the devotees are in pain of separation of Krishna, this is not the material pain. It is spiritual pain, ecstatic emotion, devotion, right? It is love in separation. This is what Narad Muni is saying. He's saying bhakti means surrendering oneself to the Lord and feeling of in pain separation from the Lord. So, of course, the gopis were absorbed in thinking of Krishna. They could not even perform the household duty. They were thinking of Krishna so much, right? In intense love. And sometimes they would accuse Krishna being unfaithful to them. And they could not forget Krishna. They tried to forget Krishna. They're telling the other gopis, forget him. Our heart is burning. Narad Muni explained us what is this Viraha Bhav. Narad Muni, Srimati Radharani. She explained, in fact, what is this Viraha Bhav. How does he feel? Srimati Radharani, she explained that this Viraha, this separation from Krishna is like burning. My heart is burning. I'm suffering like somebody suffering from cholera. You know? Cholera is a disease. Somebody is suffering from cholera. And she also explained that this separation so stressful, more dangerous, more stressful than drinking poison. You know? So this is a feeling. Srimati Radharani actually she explained how she feel in separation from Krishna. And they're trying to forget Krishna also, you know, because it is so painful. But they can't forget Krishna. Right? So this is the, in fact, the explanation of bhakti by Sri Narada Muni. So because the covered women, the gopis, they are the best example of pure bhakti to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even sometimes Yogamaya allows them to forget Krishna. No, Yogamaya allows them to forget Krishna's opulences. Right? They don't know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So Narada Muni continued to say that bhakti is a fruit of all endeavor. Bhakti is a fruit of all endeavor. Every endeavor we do, the fruit is bhakti. For example, a mango, in the beginning, a mango is green, right? Small. It is green. And it become half ripened. And then it become fully ripened. Similarly, bhakti is the fruits of all the endeavor, right? It's a fruit of all the endeavor. Mango is mango, of course. Mango is mango, but when it becomes ripe and restable, it is also mango. So some people would say that knowledge is a means to develop bhakti. Is that correct? Yes. Huh? No. Why no? Why yes? Yes, you? Yeah. You're saying yes, so tell. It could be true also. You say, why? Why bhakti help and bhakti means is a means to developing devotion. Narad Muni is saying that. Some say like that. He's not saying that himself. He's saying some people say like that. Bhakti is a means for developing devotion. So is bhakti based on knowledge? You said no. Of course, to acquire knowledge is also important. To acquire knowledge is important, is an important part of Krishna consciousness. Why would you have the books? We're doing book distribution, right? And Prabhupada also said, religion without philosophy is sentimental. And philosophy without religion is mental speculation. So both should be there, right? Yes. Although Gyan is an important part of bhakti, but that does not necessarily mean that bhakti depends on Gyan. Not necessary. Of course, it is. There is harmony. Yeah, there is harmony. Prabhupada used to say in his book, he's saying that how would you know who is a bona fide spiritual master? You have to have some knowledge. How would you buy the gold if you go to gold shop? You want to buy some gold. How would you know what is good? You have to have knowledge. Otherwise, you'll be cheated. Right? So you must have some idea. Then you go to the market. You must also have some idea who is a bona fide spiritual master. You know. So now Narad Muni is saying, other people say, Jnana and Bhakti, they are interdependent. What about that one? Bhakti depend on Jnana and Jnana depend on... Narad Muni is saying that. Some people say like, he's not saying. So what do you say? No. Yes. But definitely, there is harmony between knowledge and bhakti. There is harmony. And that is expressed in the phrase Bhakti Vedanta. Right? Bhakti Vedanta. So that is expressed in that word, Bhakti Vedanta. There is harmony between Jnana and Bhakti. Bhakti Vedanta means the goal of knowledge is Bhakti. That's expressed in that. But the Advaitas, the impersonalists, they claim monopoly. You know what is monopoly? They claim monopoly on Jnana. Jnana only for us. You know, they're doing Jnana Yoga. They claim monopoly on Jnana. Because they study, what do they study? Vedanta Sutra. Explanation by Shankaracharya. The impersonalists, they claim monopoly on Jnana. But they don't understand there is harmony between Jnana and Bhakti, which is expressed through the phrase of Bhakti Vedanta. Right? So, uh, this is why Vyasdev, he has compiled the Vedanta. You know, this Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra, what does that mean? Bhagavatam is the commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Bhakti as the, with Bhakti as a masterpiece, as Bhakti as the natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. Right? He has written a Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is full of Bhakti. Right? Full of devotion. His embodiment. Right? Of the full of devotional service. And Krishna is saying, Bhaktyamam abhijanati, only through bhakti one can actually understand me. And that's why he wrote about pure devotional service, Srimad Bhagavatam. So this masterpiece, Srimad Bhagavatam, is a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Because through the Vedas, it is difficult to get Krishna. We can get Krishna, but it is very difficult. Vedesu durlabam adurlabam atma bhakto. Vedesu durlab is very rare to get Krishna. But it is easy to get Krishna from the devotees, from the bhaktas. Right? So, why bhakti is easy? Bhakti is easy. Narad will explain again. He said bhakti is very easy because bhakti is its own authority. Bhakti does not depend on any other authority. Jnana to become perfect depends on bhakti. Karma to become perfect depends on bhakti. Ashtanga yoga to become perfect depends on bhakti. Of course, there is also Yoga Mishra. Yoga Mishra, no? What is that? Yoga Mishra. Jnana Mishra. What is that? Yoga Mishra is there also. Means Ashtanga Yoga is there mixed with Bhakti. Then it is perfect. Even after Ashtanga Yogi, they do, you know, we don't get Krishna through Ashtanga Yoga, right? This is mystic yoga. They attend mystic yoga. But if one is performing Ashtanga Yoga, is pronouncing Om, but singing Om as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, then that Ashtanga Yoga becomes perfect. And he can attain Goloka, spiritual world. He can attain Vaikuntha. See? Through Ashtanga Yoga, it should be mixed with Bhakti Yoga. Thinking of Krishna, that is Bhakti. You're doing Ashtanga Yoga, but thinking of Om as Krishna. Then one can achieve perfection. Then Ashtanga Yoga becomes perfect. Right? Otherwise, why Bhakti is the easiest? Because Bhakti does not depend on any other authority. Bhakti is its own fruits, and Bhakti is its own authority. Does not depend on anyone else. Right? So, so this is why this devotion, when the Lord left this world and the sages they were in anxiety, where Dharma has gone to. Now the Lord has gone, has left this world. The Supreme Lord has left the world, went back to Godhead. Now Dharma has gone where? Uh, so then they said that the Dharma, the Srimad Bhagavatam has incarnated, the Supreme Lord has incarnated in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So which destroy those whose vision have been destroyed. Those whose vision has been destroyed can get enlightenment, can get back the vision through the Srimad Bhagavatam. Kalonas tradition. Those whose vision has been destroyed, they'll get enlightenment through the Srimad Bhagavatam, because only bhakti is the savior. Devotional service. So this is why King Nabi, although as a king, he has been performing only devotional service. And the Srimad Bhagavatam, this masterpiece of Srimad Bhagavatam, is a embodiment of bhakti, devotion. This is the what do you call? The ripened fruit of the Vedic literature. What is, the tree? The Vedas is a tree of Vedic literature. The Vedas is a tree. But in a tree, what do we like the most? The fruits. So the ripened fruits is Srimad Bhagavatam. You don't see the fruit in the tree off season. Only you can see the fruit during season. So when Srimad Bhagavatam appears, then one can actually see the Lord. And that is considered to be the most ripened fruit of Vedic literature. And it is said pibatam, right? Drinking. I mean, fruit, do we drink or do we eat? He said, drinking. Why drinking? Because the fruit is so juicy. It is galo. Galo means galo. Gal gaya. It is semi-solid. So you don't eat, you drink. You drink it. And why drinking? They have said that sometimes, when you eat something, you don't eat everything, right? In your plate. Some curry patta, some chili, what else? You don't take. Cardamom. No. But when it comes to drinking, you drink everything. Right? When it comes to drinking, you drink the whole cup. You don't leave anything aside. But when it comes to eating, you leave something aside. You don't take everything. So that's why it is said, Pibatam means drinking. And rasam alayam. Rasam, this is very interesting. Well, how Prabhupada described rasam alayam means it's the nectar that you drink even after liberation. Continue to drink even after liberation. Why? Because the impersonalists, they say liberation is the highest. Finished. When they achieve liberation, that's the topmost achievement. But Prabhupada is writing Rasamalayam, that you drink even after liberation, means this Ramrit is higher than liberation. And who did that? Sukadeva Goswami. 4 Kumaras. They continue to drink the nectar of Krishna consciousness even after being liberated. Right? Rasamalayam. Who is Rasmalai? Rasmalai? Like that? That is sweet. But with Rasmalai, why is not Rasgulla? Why it is not written Rasgulla? It is written Rasmalai. That's also some devotees explain. Because Rasgulla, with Rasgulla, you eat the gulla. You don't take the ras. Right? You don't like to take the ras. You take only the gulla. And when they serve, they also serve only the gulla. No ras. Sometimes they serve the ras also with the gulla. But you prefer to eat the Gulla, and you leave aside the rasa. But when it comes to rasmalai, you take the rasa as well as the malai. Huh? Take the whole thing, rasmalai. You take the ras, it's very nice. Milk, condensed milk, whatever. You drink it, and also you take the malai. First you take the malai, and then you take the rasa. You don't leave anything aside. So this is the reason why it is said, not said rasgulla, it is said rasam alayam pibatam, drinking that. So this is the rasmalai of Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is that rasmalai? Next point. What is it? It is juicy, it is nectarian. What is that rasa? Can be explained in different ways. Right? What is this? This is Amrit. What is that Amrit? We know this Amrit to hear Bhagavatam. Bhagavatamrita. Katha Amrita. No? Nama Amrit. What else? Amrit. Kathamrit, Nama Amrit, Karna Amrit. Charana Amrit. Yes. Akala Mrityuharanam Suravyadi Vinasanam. Vishnu Padodakam. This is Charanamrit. Pitva Sirase Dharamyaham. You said something? What is Amrit? Mo Amrita. Huh? Lila Amrit Haribo. Lila Amrit, Kathamrit, Bhagavatamrit, Charitamrit. Full of Amritam. Right? What is that Amrit from Bhagavatam? The real Amrita is Srimad Bhagavatam gives the description of the Bhagavatas, the devotees, more than the Katha on the Supreme Person of Godhead. Krishna Katha comes in 10th canto, right? The whole Bhagavatam is about devotees. That's Amrita. If you see, the story of Prahlad Maharaj is mentioned in other Puranas, but the focus is on Nrsimhadev. The Bhagavatam focus is on Prahlad Maharaj. The story of Bali Maharaj also, the focus is on Bali in Bhagavatam. Other Purana is focused on Vamandev, Vitrashur. Also, the focus is other Puranas, you can find that story. But the focus is on Indra. But Bhagavatam focus is on Vitrashur. He's extreme pure devotee, Vitrashur. Although seen like a demon, but inside he was a pure devotee. Right? Indra thought that he became victorious. Indra had killed him. But who was more victorious? Who was victorious? Vitrashur. It took Indradev 1 year to kill Vitrashur. How long? 1 year. He was cutting and cutting and cutting the throat. But the 31st day, Vitrashur has already left. He had already left his body. But Indra was cutting. The very first day he left his body by mystic power. So he's a winner. Not Indra, it is Vishnu. So this is, and they are all three demons, right? Coming from Danava family. Vitrashur, Bali and Prahlad. The Srimad Bhagavatam glorify even demons, even animals, even birds. Not only human being, all those who are devotees, those who are Vaishnavas. So this is the uniqueness of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the embodiment of Bhakti Vedanta, the devotion. And Nabi, he has also been performing only devotion in his whole life. Performing, and this is why the Lord was so pleased, and the Lord accepted to become his son. Same like Yasoda. And Nanda Maharaj. Of course, Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they are not sadhana siddha. They are nitya siddha. No one can become like Nanda and Yashoda. No one. That post has already been taken. It's too late. Hare Krishna. Bhagavatam ki, Shirva Upadi ki, Nitai Gaur Vyamanande. Do we take question? It's already 9:20. Yeah. Huh? What kind of punya she did? Okay, what kind of mother? Yeah, yeah. She became, because she fed Krishna milk. So Krishna has accepted that. That's one point. And she was rewarded as she became a mother in spiritual world. And that point was also attracted by Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami was impersonalist. You know that. He was Brahmavadi. So by hearing that verse, then he changed, it got transformed. That Krishna had delivered the demon who had come to kill him. So what kind of mother is a mother? Is we find like nurse, a nurse. A nurse who's a datri, right? Is a mother. But a nurse, the affection for the child is not the same like the mother itself. Nurse also is one of the mother, right? A nurse will take care. Well, he can do everything with the baby, bathing the baby, take care of the baby. But the relationship with the child is different from that of the mother. But she also became mother in the spiritual world. That's the position she got. But a mother, kind of with awe and reverence, right? A nurse, Yasudamaya, she can chastise Krishna, she can beat Krishna, yeah? She can do so many things with Krishna. But the nurse, Putana, is also mother, but with awe and reverence, right? Aishwarya, bhav. Okay? Sub, thank you. Say more question. Yeah. Uh, yeah, this is what is mentioned in book, that they were Drona and Dhara previously, and they were requested by Lord Brahma to beg at children, right? To beg at children, and then they got Krishna their son. But it is explained they are nitya siddhas. They are eternally liberated, right? They are not like Vasudev and Devaki in previous life. Who are they? Vasudev, Devaki? Anybody knows? Sutapa, right? First name. And they had to perform tapasya, right? They had done tapasya to become Devaki and Vasudev. But not in the case of Dronandra. There's the same personality who became Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj. The same personality. Yeah. It's not that they have done tapasya to become Yasoda. And, they are, because this explained, Prabhupada is explaining that in the purport. That this is why Maharaj Parikshit was very eager to know that the eagerness was, does an ordinary sadhana siddha can a sadhana siddha become mother and father of Krishna? That was the point that he wanted to know, Maharaj Parikshit. You know, can a sadhana siddha become mother and father of Krishna? So that's not possible for sadhana siddha to become mother. They can achieve, they can attain the same, the rasa, means what's that? Vatsalya. That's possible. Because when you follow in Raganuga Bhakti, you have to follow in the footstep of the Vrisbhasi, right? So following, you point someone in Vrindavan and you follow in his or her footstep. And you can also rasa, enjoy the rasa, similar rasa, Vatsalya Bhav. But one cannot become mother and father. That post has already been taken. Okay? Thank you. Sri Prabhupada ki